So like, even though like I do not need words of affirmation at all, even though that's like the lowest on my totem pole, I like hearing it. You know what I mean? Like, it's comforting when someone's like, oh, like, you look really good, or like, oh, you're sexy, or, you know, something along those lines. Like, it makes me feel good.
Yeah. Hey, everybody, and welcome back to Raw and Unsolicited with me, Ryan.
And me, Andrew. That was so boring.
Why?
I don't know. You were
Because
just
I'm not all... Right, let's start again.
You were like monotone and like quiet and like
Hey, guys,
boring. Welcome. Hey, guys, and welcome.
Our ASMR video is coming soon. Anyway, welcome to Raw and Unsolicited with me, Ryan.
And me, Andrew.
Today, we're going to talk about how to love each other properly. Not each other, but like the person you're in love with.
No, just the love languages.
The love languages. Well, you're going to be able to love them properly by knowing how.
Yeah, but we're not talking about anything else. We're literally just talking about love languages.
For an hour?
Yeah.
Okay. Let's start off because I guarantee you 90% of these listeners don't even know what a love language is.
I don't think that's true. I feel like everybody knows what a love language is.
Do you know what your top two are?
Yes.
Okay.
I know all. Yes. I'm deeply invested in love languages.
Maybe that's the problem.
So what? You want me to tell you what the love languages are?
Let's take turns.
Okay.
Quality time.
Words of affirmation.
Acts of service.
Receiving gifts.
Physical touch.
That's it. There's 5.
That was 5? Oh, I didn't know we did all 5. Say it again just so everybody can hear it.
Words of affirmation, quality time, receiving gifts, acts of service, and physical touch.
So let's jump in on acts of service was the first one you said?
Do you want to define them or do you want to talk about ours first?
That's what I was going to say. No, we'll talk about
define them.
Yeah, I want you to tell everybody like what they are, or we can take turns, however you want to go.
Okay.
Acts of service.
Go ahead.
I don't know. I don't know the true definition. Do you have it pulled up on your laptop?
I mean, yeah. Do you want me to read you it? I mean, or do you want me to just give you my own definition of it? Because I know what they all are.
Acts of service would be like someone going out of their way to do something for you without having to be asked. Is that
essentially? Yeah, service? It's like doing things for your partner
because you want to.
So, if your love language is acts of service, you value when your partner goes out of their way to make your life easier. It's things like bringing you soup when you're sick, making your coffee for you in the morning, or picking up your dry cleaning for you when you've had a busy day. This love language is for people who believe that actions speak louder than words. Unlike those who prefer to hear how much they are cared for, people on this list like to be shown how they're appreciated. Doing the smaller and bigger chores to make their lives easier or more comfortable is highly cherished by these folks.
And that right in there in the middle where you said hearing, would that be, is that where words of affirmation come in? In the middle of that one.
Yeah, we're not, hearing. Stop jumping around. That was...
Crisscross will make you jump.
That was acts of service.
Okay.
So we have words of affirmation. So...
Now you can jump around? I just said it, like, stop jumping around. Now you're saying it?
I just defined acts of service. We're moving on. What do you mean? I'm not jumping around.
I tried to move on, and you said I was jumping around. I said so.
You said in the middle of what you were saying. No, you were trying to combine the two.
No, but I'm just saying they were saying someone who likes the acts of service rather than hearing it.
So words of affirmation.
That's how we go into words of affirmation.
Words of affirmation.
It's called transition.
In my own words, words of affirmation are hearing things like, you're pretty, you're beautiful. It's hearing words like, thank you, things like that.
I mean, yeah, you're not wrong. But what is the description?
People with words of affirmation as a love language value verbal acknowledgments of affection, including frequent I love yous, compliments, words of appreciation, verbal encouragement, and often frequent digital communication like texting and social media engagement. Written and spoken shows of affection matter the most to these people. These expressions make them feel understood and appreciated.
Okay.
Quality time.
So in my mind, what I would want with them, when I hear quality time, I want, like, let's sit on the TV, let's sit on the couch and watch TV. And then maybe we can Netflix and chill, or just like play with your bird while you watch Netflix, however you want to do it. Quality time is literally just you and them together doing literally anything, probably. I would think.
So the definition here, people whose love language is quality time feels the most adored when their partner actively wants to spend time with them and is always down to hang out. They particularly love when active listening, eye contact, and full presence are prioritized hallmarks in the relationship. This love language is all about giving your undivided attention to that one special person without the distraction of television, phone screens, or any other outside interference. They have a strong desire to actively spend time with their significant other, having meaningful conversations or sharing recreational activities.
That's why I tell even my friends, I'm like, this is me time when they pull their phone out. I'm sure you heard me say it to you before.
Yes.
That's what I'm saying though. Like if we're out, like let's be out. Let's not be distracted by our phones. Let's have a meal and talk about life and have a cocktail. And, I even like this with my friends.
So next is gifts. For me, gifts is just simple. It's just getting gifts. It's getting recognition through a present.
I like surprise gifts too.
Gifts is a pretty straightforward love language. You feel loved when people give you visual symbols of love. It's not about the monetary value, but the symbolic thought behind the item. People with this style recognize and value the gift-giving process, the careful reflection, the deliberate choosing of the object to represent the relationship, and the emotional benefits from receiving the present. People whose love language is receiving gifts enjoy being gifted something that is both physical and meaningful. The key is to give meaningful things that matter to them and reflect their values, not necessarily yours. And then the last one would be physical touch.
I think everybody kind of knows what that one is, right? Like if I'm cooking dinner, walking by and slapping my ass, or, you know what I'm saying? Like it's like just touching them. If you're sitting next to each other, your knees are just touching, or your like arm is on their shoulder, or your hands are interlocked as you're driving, or I don't really love PDA. So I think physical touch for me is more when we're like doing our own thing anywhere else other than in public. I'm like, don't touch me in public.
So people with physical touch as their love language feel loved when they receive physical signs of affection. Did I say infection?
I mean, sometimes you're going to get an infection while you're getting affection. It is what it is.
Including kissing, holding hands, cuddling on the couch, and sex. Physical intimacy and touch can be incredibly affirming and serve as a powerful emotional connector for people with this love language. The roots go back to our childhood. Some people only felt deep affection and love by their parents when they were held, kissed, or touched. People who communicate their appreciation through this language, when they consent to it, feel appreciated when they are hugged, kissed, or cuddled. They value the feeling of warmth and comfort and that comes with physical touch.
You said "and come." I was like, yes. So let's do this a few ways. I want to guess what each other's is.
We know what each other's.
It's changed. We don't know. You always thought mine was gifts, and it's not.
Okay.
So let's guess what we think each other's is. And then we're going to guess what you think our own is. And then we're going to take the quiz because it may have changed. And then we can post the results when we post the episode.
Sure. But I do agree, just pause for a second. I do agree that these change. And I think that they change dependent on your partner as well. So I think that a lot of the times some of what you need from your partner is, or like what your love language is with your partner is something that might be lacking as well.
Okay.
So anyway, go ahead. So what do you think my love languages are?
Acts of service because you're lazy. 100% acts of service. And I'm going to say, I think quality time.
Okay.
With like a kiss of physical touch.
Okay. So for you, I think your love languages are physical touch and words of affirmation.
Okay.
So what are your real?
What do I think mine are?
Sure.
They have changed. I'm going to have to take the quiz again. I think mine is going to be physical touch and quality time.
See, So this is where
Why can't they be the same one?
So this is where I kind of maybe think that your physical touch might not be that much because you don't like PDA. Like, I feel like a lot of the times with the physical touch piece, it's about expressing your love, and it is expressing your love in front of other people as well.
I don't mind that,
So-
just not in public. Like, we could do it at a game night in
That's
front
what
of
I'm
our friends
saying.
and family,
It is
and at our
public,
wedding
though.
and things like that. But like,
So, like,
to me, it's more like when I'm cooking, smacking my ass, or like if I'm in the fridge or in the shower and you come pee on me, or like, you know what I'm saying? Like things like that.
so for me, my number one is definitely quality time.
And that's what you think it is, or you know?
I mean, I know, but I think, but I know. Like,
got it. So quality time.
quality
Are you
time.
writing this down?
So quality time for sure, because that's me. And for me, it's definitely like uninterrupted quality time. Like, I love spending time with my partner, and yes, we can sit there and we can talk or whatever. But if you start like picking up your phone and you're texting other people, or like, we're just hanging out in a deep conversation, you're like, hold on, someone's calling me. Like, and don't get me wrong, like, I get it sometimes if it's really important, but like that's you're taken away from us. You know what I mean? So quality time. And then I kind of want to say acts of service, because I like when people do things for me, because a lot of the times I won't do it for myself. But
You will, though. You tend to be lazy.
But in reality, I really do think that it's physical touch.
Really?
I really do think that it's
So we're
physical
gonna write this
touch.
down,
Like,
and we're gonna
I like PDA. I like walking through the city, holding each other's hands, like come up behind me, like grab me from behind, like
rub your dick on my butt.
no, like come rub your ass on my dick. But
Well, that would be you going into them. Anyway, so we're both guessing or assuming that we're gonna have the same exact things. We both think we're gonna have physical touch and quality time.
Yeah.
All right.
Yes.
I'm really curious to see where this goes.
But that's not what we think about the other. That's what we think about ourselves.
Okay. What did we say about each other again? I forgot already. Let me write this down. Sorry.
You said for me, quality time and acts of service.
Okay.
And I said for you, words of affirmation and physical touch.
All right.
But then I thought maybe not physical touch because you don't like PDA.
But to me, like, physical touch is more like behind the scenes sexual.
Like, I know that you really like sex. Like, so that's where I think like that physical touch really is.
Or maybe I don't. Maybe it's just, maybe I don't. Maybe I'm not even out here sucking all these dicks. Maybe I'm lying.
Okay.
I'm just saying. Maybe it's all a front. I'm just like a prude. I'm just like this big prude. But like, I just talk a lot.
Okay. So of yours, what do you like? What do you really enjoy? Like, so you think yours are physical touch and quality time. So why are those the most important to you in your mind right now?
Because it's how you communicate. Quality time is where we have a chance to like get away from the day, talk about ourselves, talk about our day, and really just connect. Uninterrupted, like you said, uninterrupted is the most important. That's why I'm always like, it's me time with friends, family, Molly, whoever. I'm like, put your phone away. Don't hang out with me if you want to play on your phone. I just hate that stuff. And then physical touch is where quality time usually ends. I'm not even kidding. But I do like when people do things for me.
And you like to hear that you're pretty.
I tell myself that enough, though. Honestly, I really do.
You have said the only reason that I'm on the apps is so that I can hear that I'm pretty.
And it's
like,
true.
So
like,
that's why, like, words of affirmation.
All right, so you might be right. I'm very curious to see where these quiz results turn out. I wish we could. The quiz is long, or I would say, like, let's take it right now. But like, what would the other person talk about the whole time while I was like? So should we just do the quiz while we're here and like repeat the quiz? Like that just seems like a long, boring ass episode.
Yeah, no one wants to hear that.
The music episode with your feedback was boring enough, so we won't be doing any more episodes like that where we just rant about music, even though that's a big part of us.
You're getting distracted. Okay, so
shocker.
Physical touch. Anything else that you want to put on there?
No. What makes you think yours are those two?
So for me, quality time, I think like, I mean, honestly, I think that it goes back to like my childhood. So until the age of 10, I was an only child. I was an only child for the majority of my childhood until we became a blended family. And then, I had all of these siblings, and then I was in a huge family all of a sudden. But I think it was very lonely, honestly. Like to really think about it, like it was lonely.
That sounds so sad.
So and I wasn't around, like where I lived wasn't around a lot of like other kids. Like I had cousins, but I didn't see them that often. Like there was a lot of just me playing by myself in my room.
That's literally is so sad. Like, what did you play?
I don't know. Like I don't know.
Did you have an imagination, or were you like?
I had an imaginary friend.
Did you? What was their name? Did you really?
I'm pretty sure I did. So I'm pretty sure that I did. Yes.
Do you think you created that friend for yourself because you were so lonely?
Yeah, that's possibly. So and then also I was like a kid where I would be around like grown-ups a lot. So I grew up very quickly because I was only around grown-ups. Like I put myself into those positions. Like my dad also put me in those positions, but I put myself in those positions where it was like, I want to be around the adults. I want to be whatever. And then it got to a point, even as I grew older, where then there were friends and there were kids and there were whatever, but I still wanted to be around the adults because it was just what I was used to, kind of thing. But I think that's that. And I think just getting undivided attention from somebody. I think that quality time piece, I think that's why that one. And then physical touch.
I feel like, why do you, physical touch, you do enough of it to yourself. Why do you, I'm not even being funny. I don't remember in our relationship you ever being very physical. That's what I'm saying. That's how you know it changes.
It did change. It changed dramatically after that. And I think that it was because I was with somebody who did it, and I was like, wow, I really like this. It was I loved that. What do you mean?
Someone gave you physical touch, so that's why you loved it?
Yeah.
I didn't give you physical touch.
I mean, not from a PDA perspective, not from a above and beyond perspective.
Got it.
You know what I mean? Because at first, I was like, I don't know how I feel about this. Don't hold my hand in public. What's going on?
That was your internalized homophobia.
I mean, yes, probably also.
And now you're like, yes, I'm here and I'm queer. Hold my hand.
I also, as bad as this is going to sound, because it does sound very bad, I think that from a PDA standpoint, it depends who the person is.
We're shallow.
I don't know. So
you're not going to hug or hold somebody that is ugly's hand.
Well, no, that's not. No, I'm probably also not dating somebody who's ugly. So let's not go there. But I think it's more so what is that perception from the outsider's perspective? So if I'm with somebody who I feel if we were to get into a fight, we would be okay, I'm more comfortable with that. Or somebody who's not going to be oh, faggots. I don't know. I it's hard to explain.
Do you often think you're going out and going to get in a fight?
Sometimes, yes. I am always prepared. I am always, yes, 100%. Yes.
I would love to see you fight. I'm going to pick a fight next time we go out.
No, I'm not.
You're going to leave my ass right in the dust.
Correct.
I'm out of here.
Correct. I will let you get beat up and I will leave.
No, I don't think you would. I don't think you would.
I'm not going to start a fight. I'm not going to whatever.
End it.
I'm not saying that either. But I'm going, I'm not if it got to the point I'm going to prevent the fight from happening, but if it got to a point that somebody's hitting me, we're going to fight. You know what I mean?
Do you let them hit first?
Yes.
Okay.
Anyway, so that is how we receive love. How do you give love? So on the opposite side, which love languages do you usually give?
Acts of service for sure. I will do anything for almost anybody. And probably, I also like to give people words of affirmation. I used to be even with my staff, I'm great job, appreciate you, this and that. And then I'll go, I don't know, I just think that's how I've woven those into every aspect of my life.
So
Is letting people know that I appreciate them.
Acts of service and words of affirmation.
And words of affirmation are the two ways that I really, because I will do it. I love making people happy and surprising them and doing stuff for people. And maybe it's because I don't know, do I not hear it enough? Like how pretty I am? I don't really know. Because I think a lot of people I think you've already said this, what they're missing. And you did say that. Like they do what they think is missing. So maybe that the two things that I'm missing in my life. So I make sure I give it to people. I don't know.
Yeah, possibly.
Wait, what about you?
I'll answer that in a second.
I know that was a different episode.
But I also want to backtrack for a second because I remember you saying, like, I just remembered this, that in your last relationship, one of the things that you loved the most, which was super shocking and different, was that acts of service piece. Like you were like, oh, like I would wake up and I'd have coffee made for me.
Dude, everything. It was
like,
wild.
You received those acts of service a lot, and that like made you love him.
And maybe that's how he was loving me, because he needed that, because he was the one to always do everything for everyone. And I think towards the end of our relationship, I was like bringing that to his attention that he's doing too much for people, and like thinking like not too much for people, but like, and I think he was finally acknowledging that. But like, I'm not saying people in his life took advantage of that, but people in his life noticed that he will do anything for anybody. And, things happen differently. So it's just a shame when people are that great and people do take advantage of it, because it happens. And that I also hate. So what about you?
For me, how I give love, first is quality time, because when I receive it, I automatically give it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't have quality time with somebody without also giving quality time.
Yes, you can. That person that's on the phone, they're not giving it to you.
So they're paying attention to me, but I'm on my phone?
Yeah.
Then I'm not receiving quality time.
I'm just saying.
That doesn't make sense. You're wrong.
I usually am.
So like, I mean, that's self-explanatory, right? Because if I'm getting the quality time, I'm also giving the quality time. So that's easy.
Gifts.
And then gifts. Like, I am totally somebody, well, first off, I like to spend money.
You love to give a fucking gift to people, though.
I love spending money. But I like giving, like, I like putting thought into somebody and like giving again. I will tell you right now, the two that I don't do are words of affirmation at all whatsoever. And I think that comes down to, like, that's probably the least way that I accept love. So it's like, I don't need it. So I just automatically, subconsciously assume nobody needs it, kind of thing. I've literally talked to people before where I was like, oh, like, what's your love language? And if they say like words of affirmation, I'm like, it's not going to work.
That is so stupid.
Like, it's literally like, it's not going to work because you're not going to receive it from me. Like,
maybe
I will try as hard as possible. My last relationship, his second one was words of affirmation. And it was so fucking difficult for me. Like, I literally I had to put so much energy into thinking it and remembering it. And like, anytime that we were going out, I'm like, oh, you look cute. Like, oh, you look good. Like,
yeah, I've never heard that in our 10 years.
I don't do that.
Once in a while.
It was so fucking difficult to do. And like, he would get mad if I didn't. He'd be like, oh, like, I don't look good. Like, oh, like, you don't, like, whatever.
And it's weird because you're such an honest person, for you not to just be like, hey, you look great. Or like, just throw out an honest statement. It's weird for you to not to be able to do that because you are so honest.
And then I also don't do acts of service. I do for things that I like to do. So like, I like to mow the grass. So
do you?
I do. Like, with an actual lawnmower, not with a thing.
A weed whacker?
Not with a weed whacker.
I like to put designs in the grass.
So, like, my ex had, like, a huge yard, front and backyard. Anytime that I would love mowing the grass. Like, I would do that. Like, I would literally just do it all the time. Like, I loved doing that. I like vacuuming. I think both of them are for the same reason, though. Like, I don't know. I like going back and forth. I like it just being, like, very strategic. Like, I don't know. There's something comforting in that.
Because you can create art in the rug and in the grass. You know what I'm saying? Like, the patterns.
Yeah, but I don't. I don't create art.
See, I do. I'm a psycho. When I used to cut the grass, it had to be like straight arrow, straight line.
Did you see?
Even the carpet had to be like very pretty.
Did you see Taylor Swift is going to be in like Kansas City this week or something? And the one place like mowed like welcome Taylor into like a cornfield.
No.
And it's got like a big picture of her. It's actually really
That's
cute.
too much work. I'm sure she appreciates that, but that seems like a lot of work.
Yeah, it was actually really cute, and it was like good. Like
It
I
was
was
probably
like, how did that
aliens.
happen?
It was a crop circle. Those are called crop circles.
No, you literally watched them mowing it. Like it was a
It
whole
might be
video.
aliens. It could still be aliens.
Yeah.
Do you think aliens are real?
Let's get back to
What was that laugh?
because they're so fucking weird. But acts of service, like I don't really do acts of service. I do sometimes. But like I don't like doing laundry. I don't like
You barely do it for
doing
yourself.
Exactly.
Every time I talk to you, you're like, I'm doing laundry. I'm like, again?
I can literally go like 2-3 months without doing laundry. Like
Even your uniforms?
I just buy more clothes, like
So
because I
stupid.
hate doing laundry.
So stupid. Such a waste of money.
But like, yeah, but I do really enjoy getting acts of service. I don't know.
You do, because you're lazy.
Pro-
So that's anyone listening, just do anything for this man and you'll be fine.
Right.
Just
Like, just take my car and get it washed. Like, just fold my laundry for me.
food shop for me, cook me dinner.
You don't have to cook. I'll cook. Just clean up.
You have a dishwasher, don't you?
Yeah.
So then there's no cleaning up involved. Really.
I hate putting the clean dishes away. I will load the.
That used to be one of our biggest fucking, not even fights, but like arguments. And it was so often I'd be like,
If the dishwasher is empty, I won't put it in the sink. I will put it in the dishwasher. But if there's clean stuff in the dishwasher, it's going in the sink and it'll pile up until the dishwasher's empty.
just make sure you're listening, boys. He's a fickle one. I feel like as we're talking about this, I'm very well rounded in the love languages.
In giving or receiving?
In both. I think I'm just a very well rounded individual.
Well, I do think that regardless of any of it, I think that all of them are important. I do. I think that it's important to give and receive all of them. So like, even though like I do not need words of affirmation at all, even though that's like the lowest on my totem pole, I like hearing it. You know what I mean? Like, it's comforting when someone's like, oh, like you look really good, or like, oh, you're sexy, or, you know, something along those lines. Like, it makes me feel good.
Yeah.
I don't need it. I don't look for it. I'm not out there. I don't have the apps
You
so
don't
people tell
look
me I'm
for it.
pretty.
Bitch, shut the fuck up. You be posting all them thirst trap photos on your Instagram all the time. Shut up.
So?
That's because you want to hear
No,
your
it's
handsome.
not. It's not. It's not. It's really not.
Okay. I believe you.
Anyway. So here's a little chart on here. So words of affirmation, how to communicate is encourage, affirm, appreciate, empathize, listen actively, and actions to take are send an unexpected note, text, or card, genuinely encourage, and often. So this is like if your partner has this love language, this is what to do essentially. So physical touch, how to communicate, nonverbal, use body language, and touch to express love. Actions to take, hug, kiss, hold hands, show physical affection often, make intimacy a thoughtful priority.
I love hugs, and so many people don't hug anymore.
I love hugs. Honestly, like a hug and a cuddle is like so much more to me than kissing, sex, anything along those lines. Like
My ex used
so
to
much
prefer
more.
like cooking and just hanging out rather than sex. Like we'd be cooking and he'd be like, I have a boner. And I'm like, that's adorable. Do you want me to take care of it?
Receiving gifts, how to communicate, thoughtfulness, make your spouse a priority, speak purposefully. Actions to take, give thoughtful gifts and gestures, small things matter in a big way, express gratitude when receiving a gift. Like this was something that like one of my exes, like if I was just out and I brought home like a chocolate bar, it like meant like so much because it was just like a small, thoughtful gesture. Like I just thought about you. Like I just grabbed this for you. You know, like it doesn't have to be big in any
No,
way.
not at all.
It's like it's
Just
your favorite
the
chocolate.
fact that this person popped into your head for a moment and you did something, I think is important.
There was a point with my one ex where, from a gift perspective, like I felt like I always went like above and beyond. And like I always like did big things. Like I've always done that.
Honestly,
I'm always
you are a great gift giver.
I am a grand gesture kind of person for sure. And then like I would get gifts that like there was thought involved. Like you definitely thought about it. Like
they
you
thought
definitely
that they should
like
get you a gift that is about it.
no, like there was meaning behind it, but it was like chintzy or like little or whatever. And it's like I'm out here giving you these grand fucking gesture gifts, and like you're like,
But gifts is not how you receive love, so it doesn't matter how big it is.
I know, but I just felt
Right?
like my energy wasn't matched. Like I
Your
felt like
energy
that's
is not easy to match.
I just felt like that was it. Like I feel like with you and I, when we used to give gifts to one another, it was like, how do I outdo him?
Yes, it was obnoxious. That's why we were both in so much debt. Do you remember that one Christmas where we did a gift a day in
Yeah.
December?
Yes.
We were broke. Not really, we weren't. And then next year we're like, can we just do one a week?
Remember, I was like,
I
here's
still like to outdo
here's
people.
3 vacations for Christmas.
The best
I bought you a fucking
I was just
dolphin.
gonna say the best was you're like, here's a dolphin. Oh, and for your birthday we're gonna go visit that dolphin. I was like, this is a great Christmas.
It wasn't your birthday. We went in March.
But it was my birthday gift.
Oh,
see her.
yeah.
And I still buy her fish every birthday and every National Dolphin Day.
No. But then like also like there's certain things where it was like I can't, like I feel like I can't do the same gift again. You know what I mean?
Like for that you did for someone else?
Yes.
Why?
Like I feel like there was a lot of like grand gesture gifts like in both of my big relationships, and it's like I can never do that again.
You can. Because it's like, who's gonna know? You?
People.
You're gonna know.
Okay, so let's just say that you and I were in a relationship and I gave you the same gift that I gave my ex-boyfriend, and then you found out about it a couple months later. You
It's
wouldn't
like
feel
an
a certain
Olivia
type of way?
Rodrigo song, Deja Vu.
Right, and
You
I don't like
can't-
that.
But still, you can't just not, like, it's gonna happen. So you're not gonna, so with the gift giving, you're not gonna
So
give
if-
the same gift, you're not gonna go to the same supermarket. Do you cancel out all these things, but you're not going to
No.
the same vacation spot, but you're not?
I won't unless they ask me to, or unless they know that I've already done it.
Got it. I mean, I get that. I respect that. Because, like, I find it hard to do things that I've done in, like, past relationships, too. And I'm like, I don't really want to go there, but, like,
If somebody, like a prospective boyfriend was listening to this and heard that I bought you a dolphin, and then they were like, oh, I really want a dolphin, I'd be like, okay. Like, because they know, you know what I mean? Like, they already know that I've done that. But, like, you know what I mean?
I do. And it's a weird thing.
Like, I've literally said that to people before where they're like, oh, like, I really want to go here. And I was like, you know, just so you know, like, I've been there before. I was there with an ex. Like, I did this. Like, I want to make sure that you're comfortable knowing that I've already done.
Well, you're slowly running out of places to go, my friend. So you better get in a relationship soon.
I know. Like, my ex, for his birthday, he wanted to go skydiving. And I was like, I will take you skydiving, but just so you know, I've already done that. I took my ex, like, we went skydiving, like, it was a thing.
Like, I get it, but, like, at the same time, it's not the same experience.
It's not. And, like, that's good. Like, I'm okay
This
with that.
time you might
but-
die. Like, you never know.
Exactly. Did I tell you about that experience, though? We fucking, like, the fuel cap was open and fuel was,
Oh,
like,
you went skydiving again?
yeah.
Oh, I didn't know you went again. Did
Yeah.
I?
I think you did.
I don't think I did.
I don't know. But we were in the air and literally like all this liquid is flying in the air. And we're like, what's that? And the guy starts like screaming in a different language.
That's
so then
just-
we have to land because the fucking,
no.
the fuel tank was open and we were
Nope.
losing fuel like crazy.
Then everybody just jump. That's why you're there. Just jump.
Not the pilot of the plane.
Well, that's his fault. He should have been smarter about doing it.
So we circled back around, landed it, filled back up, closed it, and then went back up.
So you had two weird experiences both while skydiving. Remember the kid ahead of us? His
His
emergency
parachute
chute
didn't
open?
open. Yeah.
And he still goes skydiving often.
Really?
I would never. Yeah,
he
just-
said that he would never do it again.
I know. And I saw his friend, the other kid that went with us,
Uh-huh.
and they've went together multiple times since.
Oh, wow.
Fuck no. I was zipline all day, every day, though.
So-
I've done that multiple times. I love
Yeah, I've done
ziplining.
that. I love ziplining. But I don't even think like this last time, like they didn't say anything about an emergency chute. So like I don't even know if they had
You
a backup.
definitely had one. Like,
I don't know. I don't know.
That was in the same place?
No. It was like at the shore.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it was nice because you saw like the beach. Anyway,
Yeah.
back to love languages. So the next one is quality time, how to communicate. Uninterrupted and focused conversations, one-on-one time is critical. And actions to take. Create special moments together. Take walks and do small things with your partner. Weekend getaways are huge. And then last but not least, acts of service. How to communicate. Use action phrases like, I'll help, ... They want to know you're with them, partnered with them. Actions to take. Do chores together or make them breakfast in bed. Go out of your way to help alleviate their daily workload. What did you say were the two that you give?
Acts of service and words of affirmation.
Mm.
I'm incredible at both of those.
You are definitely good with the acts of service thing, for sure. I would definitely say that.
I'm good at words of affirmation. Ask my staff. How do you love yourself? In which of these languages do you love yourself?
Quality time.
Masturbation?
Quality time is everything for me. I give myself quality time. I
love
give
being
other
alone.
people quality time. I love getting quality time.
Yeah.
Like, and I feel like even thinking about like friends and stuff, I think that I get upset sometimes when friends don't make time for me, because that is my love language. Like I want to know like that you want to see me, that you want to hang out with me, kind of thing. Like,
Ladies,
because, like,
if you're listening, ladies, he's saying he wants to hang out with you.
because like some people are like they'll text me all the time, whatever, but like it's like make time for me.
But you also,
And I'm also a very busy person.
exactly, and you also don't always make time for people.
This is
because
true.
you have a lease.
I mean, I make time for them, just come to me.
That's not fair. That is not how friendship works.
It is how friendship works.
Well, that's
It's
why all your
understanding-
friendships don't work.
It's understanding the other person's needs. And my need is that I'm not allowed to drive far.
You're whatever. You're so cheap.
It has nothing to do with cheap.
So what do you think are key points in relationships working when it comes to love languages?
Are you asking me to give advice to our listeners
No.
about
We're going to anyway, but I might ask you to do it right now. We're going to be like, this is what you need.
what was your question?
I don't even remember because I said it and then I was like, potato. And then I was like, French fry. And now I'm like, French fries. That happens so often. I always like transition any conversation to food as I literally just did over French fries.
It's always potatoes and French fries.
Yeah, because they're so good.
Anyway, so my advice for love languages are understand your love language first and foremost. Take the quiz. There's several quizzes out there, but just search it. Just search the quiz online.
We can post it too.
Yeah. But take the quiz, know what it is that you need to feel loved. Know what it is that you give to show love. And same for your partner. Make sure that you understand what it is that they need. Make sure you understand what it is that they give. And communicate those things. Talk about it. Discuss it. Learn it. Do it.
Take the quiz together.
Yeah.
You know what I always liked on TikTok is that like supermarket thing where the couple goes to the supermarket and they like buy their person's like favorite soda or something red. I think that's so adorable.
I've done that.
Everybody should do that too with each other.
I think it's cute.
It is cute. TikTok ruined a lot of things.
Did they ruin it or did they
I'm
make
just
things
kidding.
amazing?
I don't know. Are a lot of people still doing it?
Yeah, I love TikTok.
I need to get into it more.
So meet your partner where they need to be met. So if they like words of affirmation, I'm telling myself this right now.
I just figured. Yeah, I was just gonna say you better listen to yourself right now.
If they need words of affirmation, if they require words of affirmation to feel loved, I have to suck it up and I have to do it. Oh,
Why don't
you know what?
practice in the mirror with yourself?
I saw a fantastic fucking idea on TikTok the other day. So the guy literally, like, in his notes of his contact, so like the contact said like wifey, and in the notes section he put all of her favorite things. It was like her favorite meal from every fast food restaurant. So if I surprise her, if I go to McDonald's, she wants a 10-piece nugget with honey mustard and a McFlurry, like whatever it was, like list it. So like if somebody enjoys gifts or, you know, acts of service or whatever, what is it? And remind yourself. Set those reminders. Like, what can I do to do it? If it's quality time, make sure that you're setting up that time for them. Make sure that you're planning weekend getaways and adventures and an overnight stay in the mountains or at the beach or something like that to give that quality time.
That all sounds wonderful.
Right?
I need a vacation more than anybody realizes. I know I just got back from Disney, but that's not really a
Disney
vacation.
is not a fucking vacation.
It was a fucking blast, but I was like, it was 95 and humid every day and children all around me.
Disney is a great fucking time, but it is not. I was trying to plan a trip to Disney with my friend the other night, and
Why?
I was like, we're just going to go to Orlando and we'll go to Epcot just for one day. And she's like, well, what about the other Disney parks? And what about Hogwarts? Can't we go to Universal? And I was like, we'll do Epcot one day and we'll do Universal one day. She's
Universal is incredible.
She's like, well, what are we going to do with the rest of the time? I'm like, we're only going for like 4 or 5 days. I was like, let's relax. Like,
yeah.
You don't want to, like, when you take a vacation, you want to relax. My next vacation, because I expect to be go, 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 I have 6 days gone, and then I have 4 days off when I come home because I need
This
it.
one you're going on now?
Yes.
You're going to be go, go, go?
Yes.
What's down there?
Lots of stuff.
Really? Yeah.
And it's with family. Like, when you're with family, you're always doing something. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I guess. And it's fun family, too, you're going with.
Yes. So anyway, what is your advice?
Literally the same exact thing. Understand what yours is, understand what theirs is, meet in the middle, and communicate about it. I say take the quiz together.
Yeah, I think that's a great idea.
I think everybody should take this quiz regardless.
Yeah. We're going to take the quiz. We're going to post our results on our Instagram.
What is that?
Instagram.
All right, Rosie Perez, relax. So we're gonna post what we thought we had, what we think each other is, and then we're gonna post the actual results. So if you guys hear this, well, no, you're not gonna hear it before we do any of that. So never. I was gonna be like, why don't you guess for us? I'm gonna throw it up on the Instagram today just so people can interact with us.
Yeah.
That's all I have.
That's all I have. We will see you next Tuesday.
See ya.